Hey everybody, it's your pal Drew Dracy, and I'm going to be covering one of my favorite eras of the Hulk, the mixed sexoplex, Mr. Fixit, who is actually the Hulk, the Gray Hulk. He reverted to the Gray Hulk from issue 1 back in '62, I think it was. He wasn't shown to be this giant powerhouse. He was just a little bigger than everybody else, and his strength wasn't so. He was strong, but he wasn't like the madder Hulk gets, the stronger Hulk gets, where he can just destroy stuff with abandon. So I'm covering this up because you have Todd McFarlane doing friggin' brilliant stuff with Peter David, and then you have one issue bridging this by Eric Larson working over McFarlane, his layouts. And what had happened was there was a gamma bomb explosion that happened, and for whatever the world knew, the Hulk was dead. And this shorter gray guy, who's not as strong but still pretty damn strong, he's like, hey, they won't know I'm the Hulk. The Hulk died. I'm just this big bruiser with gray skin, who was, it works. It really, really, it made sense. So Peter David did this book for a long time, but his first few years are like my favorite. So I remember reading this in the summer of '87, I think it was, or '88. And so I was reading this in real time because I had been reading. I started McFarlane with the Wolverine issue, and then I kept buying. So here's the first Jeff Purves piece or issue, but it's so Stardust. Look how incredible the design work is here. Really, really sharp. But the thing is, I have to be honest, it's like the shiny paper is doing no favors. I remember the printing was really bad in the pulp paper that it came out in, and I think they just shot the same stats, photo stats, back then. This is 1990 something, so maybe they still had photo stats. So a lot of it drops off, like you'll see lines drop off, and probably 10, 20 years when the Marvel Masterworks Hulk era catches up to this, you'll probably see a lot more lines pop in there. In other words, this is like an inferior printing version. So crapshoot. Here we go. Jeff Purves pencils, introducing, and then Mike Gustovich inks. And the thing is, Valerie Gustovich is inking assistant. Peter David, Joe Rosen, so many other people. Bobby Chase. Mike Gustovich is a good inker, and a lot of this just drops off, and I'm certain it's not his fault. It's just the way the first couple issues were printed. So you don't know about what's going on. I mean, on the cover, he's lying around with money and women and stuff like that. But what's really smart, David, one thing he planned, the detail on that cane, is that he built up suspense. There's this guy, I think his name Grandietti, who runs some of the Las Vegas casinos. See, like that, I know for a fact, like Mike Gustovich wouldn't have so much drop off. Like that's very odd. But well, still haven't seen Mr. Fixit for a while. I mean, it's going on quite a bit. Oh my lord, that's what I like to hear. Respect. Hold it. That was my beeper. We'll be back in a few minutes. You stay put. Oh, okay. Don't worry, Susie. I'll be back. So this other mob boss is trying to, give him, a lesson, because they basically want to replace him. They want to take his casinos. So what the heck was that? Crash, crash, crash. That's a beautiful image, and here we are. We're like 2/3 into the book, and right away now you see the Hulk, but you don't know quite what he's like. But I'm back. So he's basically a big-time bouncer, plus other things that need to be done. His name is Mr. Fixit. and nobody knows he's the Hulk. Look at that. That is great. That's Jeff Purves, everybody. Because, man, what a life. Thanks to that gamma bomb explosion 3 months ago. Everyone thinks I'm dead. Of course. Whoop. Okay. Of course, if it weren't for Gorsham and his pals, I would be. Now, that's a teaser because down the road, you'll learn how this happened. Berengeti had landed this great deal. Best food, best sweet, best everything. And all I have to do is beat people up sometimes. It's like, bang, all of a sudden, banner. So, it's not fair. He's fighting him. And he controls, he goes, I did it. Hurts so much, but I pushed Banner back. And it's different now. I can feel it. Banner's mind and weak body inside me waiting. I can feel it. Here we go. Crusher Creel. The Absorbing Man. It was interesting, too. I was living in an apartment at the time, and when I read this, I didn't have any air conditioning, and it was like sweltering the summer of '88, even in Pittsburgh, yeah. And I kind of related to like the heat, meaning daylight, meaning it just kind of sold it for me. I know it sounds silly. Sun hurts like the devil. Yep, that's what I felt like at the time. Man, that's great stuff. But Jeff Purves, I think he just has the misfortune in the like this. Yeah, see the shading on his brim hat there? That's not good. I mean, that's something in the photo stats, I'm sure it dropped out, which means lines disappear because they're not fully reproduced. But but this was so refreshing. It was just such a great idea. I mean, they established long ago that he was shorter and weaker than the Green Hulk, but he had this nasty attitude. And the general population didn't know the Hulk was gray because the previous year with McFarlane, he had been gray. No, actually 2 years prior with Milgram and Steve Geiger, which reminds me, issue 324 was the first time the Gray Hulk showed up. Al Milgram did this. It was a thing where I can't quite describe it, but he had the Hulk turn gray and explained what was going on. And what's funny is John Byrne did 5 issues and then he quit because he did this. For some reason, Denny O'Neil rejected a story that Byrne did that was all splash pages, which ended up in Marvel Fanfare. And the thing is, it wasn't nearly as interesting or well done as Walt Simonson's, which he did with Thor 380 or something towards the end of the run. Now that was exciting because he was fighting the Midgard Serpent, but the one Byrne did is like Dullsville, so as they said in the 60s. So I wasn't around for that. Anyway, Byrne insisted that wasn't his plan, but he was teasing about the Gray Hulk, and he had this big, hologram of it, and I guarantee you he had that planned if he had stayed. But Milgram took over. Maybe he knew somehow. Anyway, so a couple years later, you got some great McFarlane art and everything, and McFarlane and Dale Keown. Dale Keown started off a little rough, but he got fantastic. And Jeff Purves was kind of sandwiched in the middle, and nobody really goes on about his stuff. And he's got some real daring stuff. I would love to ink his stuff. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, that's insane. I love that. It's just a whole different approach. Wow. First, we get a crossover with Web of Spider-Man by Alex Saviuk and Keith Williams and Peter Davis writing it. Really good stuff. But I want to jump to Jeff Purves. Okay, Spider-Man helped sell the... See, I knew McCloud inked it just by looking at the Spider-Man face. So... And look at that. Purves is also doing the titles. Just really amazing stuff. I I'd like to interview him sometime. I don't know if he's into that or not. But, you know, Purves has just really been overlooked as a great Hulk artist. Oh, we get a crossover where, oh my gosh, Keith Pollard returned to Fantastic Four and turned the thing into, like, they call him a pineapple, but what happened was, after a cosmic ray situation, the thing changed from his usual rocky form to, they call it a pineapple form, and he was more powerful than ever, so it was a great idea that a more powerful thing was fighting a less powerful Hulk. Man, darn it. Joe Sinnott on the inks, kicking ass. I've always felt that Pollard had a strong John Buscema influence. Here we go. Okay, action fans, this one's for you. Man, it's lovely. Lovely. Man, more stuff. I thought, good, then good he doesn't know he's finally beat me. Because he doesn't know it's a Hulk. It's a doggone shame you ate the Hulk, gruesome. I never had a chance to clobber him the way I could now. Still, what? Somebody want to fight Hulk? That's a beautiful issue 350. Look at the shading on that. Terry Austin did a lot of the covers too. Yep, there's Austin. Before we fall. And I love this interpretation of the thing. It's just so different. Purves does like an ambient light as opposed to a lot of shadows. You got Terry on the ink, so what could go wrong? And see how much cleaner, or how much this reproduces much better. I really think that first issue with Mr. Fixit with Gustovich on the inks, I think it was printed poorly because everything else is shown up crystal clear. So Mr. Fixit, aka Hulk, is licking his wounds, and it turns out that this fake Hulk is a robot. Aha, I knew it. But I mean, if you're a new guy on the block and you're told to draw the pineapple thing, whew, what a challenge. What a challenge. So here comes Hulk. So what he's doing is he's like, well, I can't fight the thing, but I'll try and outfox him because now he's real nasty and sinister, so he plays dirty. And he keeps doing this hit and run bit. Oh man, Terry Austin trees. I love me some Terry Austin trees. That's really cool. Oh, crud. So he's been having a run along too, so he's actually getting kind of pooped. And here he goes. He's not moving, he's staying put. Knocked into the water. Gets held underwater. And he didn't have a breath. Wow. That's you again. Figures. How can you cover that distance? How? I joked. That voice, it's not possible. Anything is possible. Here comes the Beast, who recruits the Hulk for Avengers Annual that year. It was a really god-awful high evolutionary crossover. So I like the mouths right there. So thankfully this isn't part of the. That's how my dog sleeps sometimes. So more Mr. Fixit, and this goes on for a while. You know, this is the background with the magic stuff where they found the Hulk and he was almost dead. But I just love the expressions. Man, if I had a comics company, I would hire Jeff Purves because he's just so fresh. I mean, even for this time. There's one page I wanted to show you with the thing fight. With the thing. Go on, go back. Here we go. And was there? God, let's take a look at the work. What was the one I really liked? I love those two panels. Look at that. Smash. Oh man, that is awesome stuff. And so I really recommend this stuff. Oh, he changes the banner eventually. The banner has to figure out how to deal with what the Hulk's done. So I really recommend this. Strongly recommend this run. You know, we love McFarlane, we love Dale Keown, but you know, give this guy another chance to shine. He's just amazing, and I don't know if he's doing animation now or if he's doing anything else, but he's unique. He's like a lot of artists that look like other artists, and there's really exceptional ones that maybe they don't follow every bit of you know, the standard comic book look, especially back here, because McFarlane reinvented Spider-Man in a lot of ways artistically, and but this is something I could see, you know, an image book like this. In fact, it'd be better looking than a lot of image books at the time. So it's not devotion to the figures and the shapes exactly. Well, the figures are right, but the face is like really distorted in a good way. And I don't know anybody who's like replicated this, because just how much I dig it. I like the colors too. These are modern colors, circa, you know, mid 90s, I think. So it's not overwhelming everything. Love that shade there. It's just a beautiful cover. That's Hulk Visionaries, and so that's all. And anyway, thank you for watching. Second of all, YouTube's been screwing us over. There was a lot of people that I've seen on YouTube who have a much larger subscriber base. I mean, we're talking, you know, like 20,000 or whatever. And for some reason, the subscriptions have been dropping off for no reason other than YouTube's algorithm is just, you know, they're just, I don't know why. It's just causing a lot of headaches. So you got people who are subscribed to your channel, and or they would get notifications, but maybe they haven't had notifications for a while, and they think, well, maybe you just stopped doing new episodes. So if you see that YouTube has changed your setup, you know, please hit subscribe and like and subscribe. Excuse me, notifications, and say all notifications if you haven't already. But I just wanted to tell you that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and tell me what you think of Mr. Fixit. If you read it in real time like I did. If you think, you can even tell me if you hate Purves art. I don't care, because everybody has an opinion. I've never argued with anybody on my channel because they had different preferences. You know, it's just the way it goes. That's fine, you know. So anyway, take it easy, everybody, and I will be back. All right, have a good day. All right.